All right. All right, we are live. Welcome to our weekly Q&A session. I'm Bridget Bartlett. I'm the CEO and founder of Vision Marketing and Design. So while everyone gets logged in here, let me show you quickly how to join after I sneeze. Let's see here. All right, so if you get access to your resource area, you'll see the easiest way to join is by going to the events calendar here, and you will just go to the day. So today is the masterclass, and you can click here and then log in with your, if you are a My Vision Agency member, excuse me, or you are a HighLevel affiliate, you can log in here to get access to the Zoom. You can also click the link in the description of the video wherever you're watching to get logged in. Okay. I did want to share with you something before we get started. I kind of did a demo yesterday in our open office hours. But this is a super cool new tool. You guys have probably heard about it. It is ChatGPT. This is a free AI tool. This is like completely changing the entire world. So go to OpenAI, the website, and you will see here there's actually, you just sign up for free. They have overview here, and they have a Discord group. They also have a playground and some different examples of how you can actually use this new chat tool. Okay. So what's really cool about this chat tool that makes it different from many of the other AI tools is that you can actually, it's smart enough to like fix code and different things. So I wanted to show you, I just typed in, and this is how easy this is, right? You just type in your command at the bottom. So let's say I have a cold right now. So I'm going to say I have a cold and I need to find out how to get better. So I asked the tool that. Now it's going to tell me there are several things you can do to help yourself feel better while you have a cold. Get plenty of rest, drink plenty of fluids, and it's going to go on and give me some advice. I have seen people, there are amazing use cases for this that are really mind-blowing, but I have seen people, of course, write blog posts and things like that, but scripts for YouTube videos. And you can see here, I actually wrote in here, what is the meaning of life? And so it gave me, basically a summary of what is the meaning of life. And then I said, excuse me, I said, could you explain that to me like I'm a 5-year-old? So it says, sure, the meaning of life is, and then it goes on. And then I said, could you summarize that in 20 words or less? So then it says, the meaning of life is a personal and subjective question that each individual must answer for themselves. So super cool, but it gets way more advanced than that, because I also did another one where I wanted to be able to embed a YouTube video and the comments into a web page. So I was playing around here, and I said, can basically create an HTML widget that will show this YouTube video and all the comments. So it said to create an HTML widget. So it explains to me how to do that. And then it writes the code for me. And then it says to retrieve the comments for the video, here's the code for that. And then I said, can you combine those codes into one HTML widget? So then it says, sure. And then it combines all the code for me into that one widget. That is super cool. Now, there are some extra steps here, like it's telling you this code takes into assumes that you already have your API key and your video ID, but it does tell you here how to get that. Okay, so it says first you'll need to sign up for this to make this work. Okay, so even if you are not a code person, This is so super cool. Now, here's another use case, right? Because in our, program, we talk a lot about software reselling. You can actually get this to create a software for you. Okay. So I typed in here, make me a PHP code that generates QR codes. Okay. So it actually wrote this code for me that you can embed into a website, and it is literally a QR code generator. Okay. Now, I was saying rewrite the code to be used in customer HTML JavaScript, and then it rewrote the code, and I did embed it into a website. But I noticed some issues, like when I clicked the button, it wasn't doing anything. So definitely it's not a, completely, done for you. Like, you don't have to know anything about code. There is a little process, but the fact that you can at least start somewhere trying to get the results you want without paying a developer to do these things. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Another use case, write a blog post about the benefits of reselling software. So then it writes a blog post for me. And then I said, rewrite this article like I'm a 5-year-old, like a 5-year-old could understand. And then it rewrites it for me. So that's super, super cool. And then, of course, website sales copy. So I said, write a highly converting website sales copy to resell SaaS. And then it gives me some ideas for copy for my website. So there are lots of things that you can use this tool for, and I'm really, really excited to see all of the amazing things that people learn to do in the future that I have not even discovered yet. I think in the first day they had over 1 million users, which took like WhatsApp 2 years to get 1 million users. They got that in 1 day, if that tells you how popular this new tool is. So super cool. What do you guys think? What's going on?
It is amazing, but I saw a pricing tab when I was on it yesterday with you. Is the pricing the first $18, or the first so long you get free tokens to do all your stuff? So I don't know how much it would cost for you to do this, but I guess it would be worth it if they did it.
Honestly, I feel like whatever because it's in beta right now. So right now it's free because they want everybody to test it out and work out all the kinks and things like that. And I'm sure that, very quickly they're going to start charging for it, because that type of a thing is definitely, there's a cost involved. Which, you balance out with beta, because it's like, well, yeah, it's going to cost us something, but now we have all these users who are testing the product and making it better. So I'm sure that they will start charging soon for the tool. But right now, since it's in beta, as much as I've used it over the last couple of days, it's free. But like I said, who knows, that might change tomorrow. So with a lot of users and a lot of data, I'm sure they're going to look for a way to make money quickly. So, yeah.
I'm trying to get my head around what I would do with it, though. I mean, just on a website with a funnel and all of those things. Would you use it in the chatbot and develop a better operating chatbot? Or
the sky is the limit, Ray, what you can use it for, honestly. There are people that are creating entire products who know nothing about code based off of this tool, just being able to utilize this. There are companies who are building their whole business structure around being able to provide answers using that chat tool. So there's lots of uses. I wouldn't be so concerned about it right now. It's one of those things that just know that it's kind of, you got it in your back pocket. It's a solution. And it's definitely something that I feel like is important enough to start be a little knowledgeable about it, because it's kind of exploding. And, as AI starts taking over jobs, I've seen people, kind of panic about all of that, but it's like change is inevitable. So you grow with the change, right? So if there's going to be jobs being taken over by AI, then there has to be people who know about AI. So why could you not just step into one of those jobs by educating yourself on AI now. I mean, you don't have to be an expert. It's just one of those things. It's like, it's not my main business. I'm not going to go from HighLevel to, Chat HQ or whatever it's called, or, whatever. Yeah, I'm not going to switch up my whole business, but it's definitely something that I want to be knowledgeable about. And I want to kind of know, like, this is coming, and I want to be prepared for it. So maybe if you do need something AI, maybe you need an email written and you're like, oh man, I don't even know what to talk about. That would be a great example of just going and testing it out and saying, write me an email about, saving 50% off of software, and then see what it spits out. See if you can use it.
I think it's awesome, Bridget. I didn't use it phenomenally far as with the code stuff. It gives you pointers, but what it did done for me is it's kind of like teaching me as I'm going through. So now I know how to do this. So now when I know how to do certain things, I can go to any page and do that, put that code in, and it'll do, I know what it's going to do. So what I done is took certain codes and categorized them and put, this is for forms, this is for this is for that, and have different pointers. So now anytime I need to do something with a form, survey, dash, I have this code here that I know when I put it in, I know what it should do on any website. So that's exciting, because now after you, just like anything, repetition, you learn. So you keep doing, you're like, oh, I know. People like, how did you learn how to code? Oh, well, different systems where they say you don't have to learn how to code, you just copy, and if you keep using it, you learn it.
Yeah.
I think
And for people like us who are not like coders, but we're marketers and we're experienced enough to kind of navigate those things, it is such a great solution. Like I was saying about the code I had for my login page, I didn't know how to get rid of that little blue, line at the bottom, but it's like I just put that code in there and said, I want this image to cover the whole screen. And then it fixed my code for me. I was like, oh my gosh, for things like that, that's so awesome, because I would have had to pay someone to do that for me. So any of these ways that we can save ourselves money and kind of learn something at the same time, bonus.
Yeah, I was up real late, like 3 this morning.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I know I should just, I keep like, let me cut this off, because I'm gonna be here and just, what about this? What about that? So,
Yeah.
And then the writing part, I didn't wrote several posts for my business on it.
Yeah, social media. It's a great tool for that, because a lot of times, like, you can create the graphic, but then you need to put some content in there, because one, that helps people stay on there longer, and it kind of explains more the graphic. But sometimes it's like when you're sitting down and you have 30 days of content to write, you're like, man, I'm running out of things to say. How do I say this over again? And it's great at summarizing and translating. So it's like if you had, a website that you wanted to translate into another language, it can do that for you. It's just.
I ain't tried that. Oh, wow. And I know the more specific and detail, it creates some fun. I'm like, no, it didn't put all that. I'm like amazed with how it writes. If you just be a little bit more, and then summarizing and stuff.
Yeah, and there's there's a skill to create, like, basically using AI, like using the correct prompts and the correct terminology. Like Ray he would be great at that. But using that terminology to be able to better tell the AI tool what you actually want. That's a whole skill set. And those are things that, even when we have this AI that, kind of people are panicking about, there's still going to be a need for people involved with the AI to make that transition.
There was also one that I saw that said, if you don't like the way it turned out, do it again, and it'll recreate it a second time and give it a different outcome. I was going to ask about the graphics on this. You said yesterday that you had the blue line and everything made it. How did there's another section of this that doesn't just use text, isn't it? and it fixes your graphic, or it fixes your
Oh, it was
resolution.
a CSS code that I was using to customize the login page of my SaaS. And that's what the code, it had changed everything, but it left like at the bottom of the login page, there was like this blue panel, and I couldn't figure out how to get rid of that. And so I just pasted the code in there and I said, how do you basically get rid of this? And it said, oh, here's how we fixed it, and here's the new code. And I was like, there's no way that's that easy. And then I pasted it in there and voila. And I was like, okay, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. That was way too easy. So how's everything else, you guys? Anything new going on?
Just getting started learning. You helped me a great deal yesterday, and I'm getting started. I'm going back to the basics. Many of your videos from months past and weeks past have really been helpful.
Good. Did you watch the training I gave you? Did it make more sense about kind of organizing your domains and how to get them? Cool.
Yes. Along that line, though, instead of having a domain like info dot something, can you have your website /info? Is that the same? Is that a whole
So when you
different-
have, if it's like info.computerworks.com, that's a subdomain. So that's like a standalone domain. But if you have computerworks.com/info, that's a page within that website. So you could, and what I do a lot of times with my affiliate links is I will forward I'll create like myvisionagency.com/HighLevel, and then I can connect a page to that, or I can just go to the URL redirects in the settings, and then I can just create that URL and then have it forward to my affiliate link.
Cool.
How's it, Terry? You don't have a list of questions or anything you want to?
No, I'm kind of multitasking. I'm excited with the progress. Made a couple more automations. I'm excited again, and I'm like, the more, and I kind of like, now I'm like addicted to it. So it's like, so now I'm like, well, I needed to do this. Let's put this in there. And going through everything that when you're looking at the workflow, it's like what this thing can't do.
I'm amazed. I know, because I'm with you. I'm amazed all the time, the things that can be automated. And, like when I took last week off, it was so surreal to me because it was quiet. It was like I wasn't getting messages. And I was like, oh my gosh, I could never take a week off again. And I start looking through my contacts and I'm like, oh my gosh, I got all kinds of leads. And I could just see like the movement of like my whole business was just like flowing without me. And I was like, man, this is exactly what we work so hard to be able to do, especially like being sick. If I see you guys need something, I instantly, I want to get to it, but it's like, I really didn't have to worry about that. It was like, I was checking on things, but I'm like, all right, people are signing up, they're getting all their emails, it was just so cool to be able to like step away and see, everything was just running smoothly. That's automation, man.
I'm getting there.
That's the goal. Yeah. Well, what happens, Terry, though, is you cut your work day down to like 4 hours of mandatory things, and then you fill the other hours with other stuff like the chat tool that you would investigate and play with all night long.
Yeah.
But that's cool.
I got some other tools I'm looking at with having the avatar. So the system will clone you just like you, but now you the avatar speaking. So I'm putting that on a few pages, some outreach pages that I wanted to do with SendSpark.
Oh, cool.
I think is it SendSpark? Is it?
I
Is
love
that the name of it? The video where you can send emails?
Yeah, you can with SenseSpark.
Yep. So I'm using
Cool.
that for my support system. So now with my support, when people have certain questions, I said, I write it down, I need to make a video on that. So instead of me, where normally I have a call and be like, hey, we're gonna get on this, with the group. I'm like, get that noise. I got everybody in a smart list. When different questions come from somebody, I make a video and send it to everybody. I said, you know what? Everybody might need this. Here you go. So now what I'm doing is putting up where that when new people come, as I create that, when new people come aboard and join, and that's what I'm looking at too, where they do it without me onboarding, they get all that content. So now, literally, they don't have no questions for me.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
And that's what you
the
want, because
repurpose part.
yeah, because it saves you time and it provides a better experience for them because they're not waiting for you. There's nothing more frustrating when you sign up for something and you have to wait. It's like, I was ready when I paid, and now I'm ready. I've done that before where I'm like, I'm gonna dive into that on Friday night, and I'll just spend the weekend like getting into it. And then I do that, and then it's like I have to wait all weekend because it was something that somebody had to like get for me. I'm like, I was prepared. I planned for this. So it's so frustrating. But yes, you provided better service, and oh my gosh, the time saving.
So
So
the thing I love about it, Bridget, from learning this, it's allowing me to be free. Before I could do this call, do that call, and get people call me. I'm like, hey, go to that video. So now I'm more of a delegate direct than me doing it. Because normally I'd be, because that's my character, because I care. Hey, don't worry about it. I get an answer for you. I fix it. Now it's go here, go there, figure that part out. If you have any challenges, then contact me. And I put that in the video. So now what I'm encouraging is for people to participate in their own success instead of where traditionally, coming from the background that I came from, normally that would be part of my process. So now I feel free than captured, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's so empowering for them as well, because a lot of times people they see a problem and they're like, oh, I don't know how to do it. And it's like that can just completely make them shut down. Or like what we usually do is if it's too difficult and you think, oh, it's going to take me hours to figure this out. And then what you end up doing is shutting your laptop down. You're like, oh, I'm going to go make dinner. Or, oh, I'm gonna just go to the grocery store. I'll figure that out tomorrow. Or, the kids are yelling at you or whatever's happening. And it's just now you're dreading it because you don't want to have to go back in there and figure it out. It's going to take so long and then you end up putting it off. But it's like, if you can do the video or just reach out for help and then, have that person help you solve the problem. Like that's what we're here for. I know Terry saw, but I sent an email out to my members.
I responded.
Yeah. And because I was thinking like, I need to check on people, how's everybody doing? It's the end of the year. How's the year been? But I got so many responses back from people that were like, thank you so much for checking on me. And it's like that little, it takes no time to type out that email and say, hey, just checking in on you. How can I help? And that provides so much, like it makes people feel like you do care about them. Obviously I do. That's why I started this whole business. But just to remind people like, hey, I do care. Like, how are things going? And sometimes people do that, putting off things. But when you remind them like, hey, remember, I'm here to help, then it kind of opens them up. Actually, I am struggling with this. I'm looking for this. I can't find this. And that's a great opportunity, again, for you to say, here's a video, or let me shoot you a video to walk you through it, or let me just dive into your account and see if I can fix it for you.
I do have a question now. You bring that. When it comes to the text, how the compliance part, we supposed to put that part on where stop now, reply? Because I sent out some texts. I was like, I thought that out. But then I started thinking in the other system I used, they had that part built in.
Yeah.
We're supposed to put that in our texts when we send out?
You can. This is actually a new thing. If you go into your account and you go to business profile, you'll see here that it says that you can check these boxes. It'll put it in for you, and you can even.
Oh, that's where
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Copy that. All right.
Yeah.
I need to do that because in my texts that I sent out, they didn't have none of that in.
Oh yeah, and this is definitely for compliance, so you definitely but what's cool is you can customize it. If you don't want it to say that, you could make it say something else.
Awesome. Now I had another question, but it just escaped.
Okay.
Can't remember what I was going to actually dealing with. Oh, okay. So when they reply, so I had some people reply in the text. Okay, but I didn't know they replied in the text unless I went into that conversation or that. So how do I think now, do I have to set up some automation so when they reply, I get internal notification? So when people reply back from your email, do you get internal because they'll go into their conversation log?
Yeah, so you can create a workflow to notify you. Like I actually have one that says every time someone messages me through those things, I have it send me an email, and it just says like reply from web chat or whatever, and then It gives me the content of the message. But what I usually do, I'm to a point now where that happens a lot. So I just have trained myself. I just leave my HighLevel account open and with the conversations tab, and then that's just kind of like off on a window. And so I just train myself to periodically go back there because I do get messages a lot. But yeah, you definitely could. You could send yourself a text when you get a new message, or an email, or a browser. Like an internal notification.
So would that be a workflow for all messages? That's how you would set that up?
Mm-hmm.
Because some people replied in that text, and if I hadn't went in there, I didn't even know they replied.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, also, if you have the mobile app downloaded, it'll notify you that you got a new message.
I do have it downloaded, but I didn't get it.
But I do think some people don't hear the sound of the notification. So that's a setting in your phone. Just go in there and make sure that you have the notifications turned on. I think usually you can customize the sound if you want.
Because I'm not getting a lot yet. Now, when you say you leave your conversation tab open, is that something that captures everything and put it in there?
Yeah, so anything that comes in and out of your CRM is going to be in that conversations tab. So anytime you receive a reply from an email, a text, if you get an incoming phone call, it'll have the recording there. It will have a Facebook message if you have that integrated, or Instagram, or Google My Business. All of those things will be inside that conversations tab.
So when I open up conversations, anything that pops up from anywhere pops here.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. Oh, yeah. I see. I got a call from text. Okay.
Yeah, and it's really nice.
This was the tab to look at this is just it. Light bulb moment. Okay.
Yeah, I know. And it's so awesome because when you get that, like everything's linked to their profile. So when you get that message, you can see, like you can open it up. You know, if you click on the right-hand side and open up their profile, you can see all the pages they've been on your website, all of their contact info, if they filled out surveys and forms, all of the answers to that.
On here, it says inbound call. That means she called me?
Mm-hmm. And it records the phone call.
Well, I didn't put no number. How did she? Oh, she probably used the text number.
Mm. And you can set your missed call text back. You can also set a workflow. Maybe you want to do like a ringless voicemail. So what I've seen people do is they do that every time they get a missed call. Instead of sending a text back, they'll actually do a ringless voicemail and say, "Hey, it looks like we're playing phone tag. Sorry, I missed you. Hey, I'm Terry. If you need to get a hold of me, go ahead. You can text me at this number," or whatever.
It gave me the details.
Yeah.
Shut.
I know.
OMG. Now I know I'm about to do something else. Now I didn't know it did that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that conversations tab is one of my absolute favorite features of HighLevel. I know I work out of that conversations tab all day. That's why I leave it open.
Oh, Jesus. Yes.
Yeah, and when you think about utilizing that for like support, that's why like when I have like all of my chat, functions, it goes through a filter, and it's like someone, whether they call me or Google my business or Instagram, however they contact me, it goes like through a filter process. So are they a current member? Do they have that set of tags that current members have? Are they one of my affiliates, or do they not have any of those? And then I have messages that go to them according to whatever, if they are tagged a member.
So I got another question. So I'm just looking at my conversation tab, which was, wow, I didn't know this was December 20th. This individual replied back, stop. Do the system recognize that and say, okay, let's take them out of the list of texting, or do I need to physically do that?
So it should. But they have it depends on like if you're using Twilio, or if you're using Twilio, you have to set that up yourself. If you're using Lead Connector, it's part of those settings I just showed you.
Okay, yeah, I'm using Lead Connector. Lead Connector. Okay.
Yeah.
The only challenge is I didn't have those buttons selected. So let me go in there and fix that. Okay.
Yeah. But what you can do is you can create a workflow. And then let me show you here. And then in your workflow, if they like, you can do like reply stop, and then you can have it set all of your channels to D&D, or just text to D&D, or whatever. You can have it set that there. Or if now that it's already passed and you just want to make sure that you don't ever send a message out, you can just go ahead and select
go into that particular person and just hit the
yeah, and then that'll make sure that you don't.
That's why we got the best community.
I know, right? This is a lonely journey by yourself.
It really is, and it feels comforting, or comfortable, the confidence and encouraging, because you can go out here and go for it. And just like when I text you or whatever, it's because I didn't try everything. I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna go try to figure this out. So Bridget, when I'm texting or whatever, it's like, I didn't pull my hair out, I didn't grew something, pulled it all out. I can't figure. I'm like, okay, Terry, you didn't did what you could do. Let's get on over. What's our system? Noisy, and let me just go in there. And when she replied, I see it, because I can't figure it out.
That's right, though. I mean, that's really what everyone should do. Try to find the answer, but if you can't find the answer, reach out and ask for help, because otherwise you're going to do what I was talking. You're going to be like, shut the laptop down. I'm going to go cook dinner. I'm going to go do laundry. I'm going to do anything in the world but this, because I'm so frustrated. It's like, just send me the message and then go walk away. And if I can help you, I will.
So I kind of instill some of that stuff that I'm doing, which is exciting. So we definitely appreciate you. But now, since I know this, and I didn't know it could do that, we're in a good space. We're in a good space. So
yeah, that's exciting. I'm glad to hear it. I do have our new wheel spinny thing here. So, and I do see that Picardo and Ricky popped in. So let me share here. And we're going to use the new one. And so let's see now. Let's see the last time. Okay. All right. We're good to go. All right. We're going to spin the wheel. Oh. Ray won.
Wow.
Da, 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 da. Somebody other than Maria won. I did think Maria was going to win again, though.
That was close.
Thanks, I appreciate it, Maria.
Oh, no. You're welcome, Ray. You're welcome. For the new year, watch out for next year, though.
Ray, do you want 2 reseller licenses or do you want a 30-minute private consultation?
2 reseller licenses.
Okay.
I think I have 2 resellers. I mean, 2 consultations already.
Okay.
Maybe they expire at the end of the year. Is that right?
No, they just expire if you cancel your membership. That's the only thing. They're good to go for you. All right. Well, I will go ahead and get that added to your reseller account then as soon as we're done here. Let me make a note of myself. Does anybody else need anything before I let you go and enjoy your weekend?
I was going to say, in addition to what Terry said, you have a standard thing that says, I always like to give value. And if you give more value than people ask for, they'll come back. But I mean, yours is just really, really great value. It's not just good value. So
Thanks, right?
I appreciate it very much.
Thanks. I am super, super excited to share. I remember it wasn't that long ago that I was doing these Q&As and I was doing lives and no one was watching. And, you know, if one person was like commenting, hey, that actually helped me figure something out. That is like the biggest high for me. I just love that so much because I know it's like Terry's saying, you know, you get stuck. And I know what it's like to need support and not really have anyone that you can ask, like, how do I do this? I'm about to go nuts. So I get it. I appreciate that very much.
Can you say
All right.
one thing, Bridget?
Yeah.
I just looked in my contacts and the guy who said stop, it automatically put a DNA check in that box.
Yay. Cool.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's hey, and I didn't have none of that. Well, I just told them they don't just tell them, you know, opt out of the system.
Yeah.
So it automatically did.
That's awesome. Gotta love HighLevel, man. I know it just gets better and better. Can you imagine where we're going to be at the end of next year? Oh my gosh. It's so exciting.
That is exciting. It's like,
I do. And I have heard, just before I let you guys go, next week, there could be a new payment gateway coming aside from Stripe. I know that they are working on getting multiple payment gateways because there are people who are in countries where Stripe is not available. Authorize.net, I think, is the next one coming. So I think that's as early as maybe next week. I mean, we'll see how that goes. I don't know if it's going to be released to beta or how that's going to happen, but just so that you know. And also in the next few months, they're going to be releasing some more e-com friendly like features inside the products and the cart system inside of the funnels and all that. So those are just some things that I'm hearing coming through the pipeline to get excited about. So be watching for those. And of course, you guys know how to reach me if you have any questions or issues. I hope you have an amazing weekend. Go make your vision a reality. Bye.